You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You can go and subscribe, cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic.
Bears fans, this is the craziest rumor I've heard in a while. To be honest with you, Bears fans, I didn't even really want to come on here and talk about this because at this point it is just a rumor, but it just kept coming up amongst social media, different people coming out saying that this is possibly a real thing, maybe at the end of the season. And the huge rumor right now kind of surrounding the Chicago Bears is the possibility that Pittsburgh Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin will be let go by the Steelers at the end of the season or mutually part ways, and the Chicago Bears would actually be interested in bringing Tomlin to Chicago to be the new Chicago Bears head coach. And I understand it sounds like a whole lot. And at this point, Bears fans, it is just a rumor. And first things first, let's talk about head coach Matt Eberflus, because I know a lot of you guys watched my video yesterday, and I was talking about how the Bears may be all right with giving head coach Matt Eberflus one more season just based on how the defense is playing. And I was really thinking about this, right? And I was like, you know what? I think in some instances it's fair to just bring him back one more season. The defense is playing good. Obviously, Matt Eberflus was dealt with a rebuild. But the more and more I actually think about head coach Matt Eberflus, he is the head coach of the Chicago Bears, not the defensive coordinator of the Chicago Bears, right? Of course, the defense is playing really well, but as a head coach, Matt Eberflus has not been good whatsoever. He has the lowest winning percentage in Chicago Bears history as the head coach of the Chicago Bears. Obviously, there's been a lot of in-game decisions that have been absolutely terrible, that have cost Chicago Bears three games that could have the Chicago Bears in the playoffs as it stands right now. But when you really look at head coach Matt Eberflus' tenure as the Bears head coach, it has not been good whatsoever. So this is where this rumor kind of gets a little bit interesting. It came from Albert Breer. He was on the Rich Eisen show, and he basically was just talking about the situation surrounding Mike Tomlin. And he basically confirmed that it is a true possibility that the Steelers and Mike Tomlin could possibly mutually part ways, and Mike Tomlin can be on the open market. Check this out, Bears fans.
I certainly think that would be one that if you're looking for your curveball surprise, that could be it.
Wow.
And this is where it gets interesting, Bears fans, because on the same exact day, David Kaplan was on his show as well, giving a recap about the Chicago Bears. And he also made this statement in regards to the Mike Tomlin situation. Check this out.
If he hit the market, someone I trust said to me, money will not be an object. If Mike Tomlin hit the market, the Bears would do all they could to get him. You want to talk about saying things that are going to ruffle some feathers now.
Let's do it.
And once again, Bears fans, like I always like to say about David Kaplan, sometimes you have to take things that he says with a grain of salt. Maybe he does have someone that's close to the situation within the Chicago Bears organization. Maybe he doesn't. Who knows? But all in all, these two things happen on the same day, and David Kaplan made it very clear that the Chicago Bears would be all in on Mike Tomlin if, in fact, the Steelers decide to let go of Mike Tomlin and he ends up being on the open market. And this whole situation is so crazy because when you look at head coach Mike Tomlin, 16 years with the Pittsburgh Steelers, 7 division titles, 10 playoff appearances, a 63% winning percentage, 2 Super Bowl appearances, and 1 Super Bowl win. And the first thing that I think about is why in the world would the Pittsburgh Steelers want to get rid of a coach like Mike Tomlin? There's Steelers fans out there right now begging the organization to get rid of Mike Tomlin. Of course, when you look at the Steelers, they are not playing their best football. They're kind of spiraling downward at the moment. It looks like they're going to miss the playoffs, and they've had some pretty ugly losses this season. So I can see where Pittsburgh Steelers fans are coming from. And when I really think about Mike Tomlin, maybe he just needs a fresh start. Maybe Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers organization, maybe they just need a fresh start. Maybe the message that Mike Tomlin is preaching to this football team is no longer working in Pittsburgh. So maybe he just needs a fresh start along with the Pittsburgh Steelers organization. And we've seen this happen before, Bears fans. We've seen this back in 2012 when Andy Reid was the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. He had a great career in Philadelphia, playoff appearance after playoff appearance, just a whole bunch of dominance in his tenure as a Philadelphia head coach. But then in one season, in 2012, the Philadelphia Eagles went 4-12, and then things got really sour. Obviously, the Philadelphia Eagles decided to let go of Andy Reid, and I believe 6 days later, that's when the Kansas City Chiefs jumped on the opportunity and hired Andy Reid to be their next head coach of the football team. And I could see the same thing happening for the Chicago Bears if Mike Tomlin becomes available. Understand something. I understand right now it does not look pretty with the Steelers, but once again, I think a fresh start would be good for Mike Tomlin and the Steelers organization. And if he does become available, I think Matt Eberflus is as good as gone. There is no way a coach like Mike Tomlin hits the open market and the Chicago Bears are just not interested. It's not going to happen. I guarantee you that Kevin Warren and Ryan Poles would be licking their chops to bring in a proven winner like Mike Tomlin. The one big thing about head coach Matt Eberflus for me, and where I really criticize his time here in Chicago, is that he has struggled to bring the winning culture here to this organization. I feel like the culture is good. I feel like the players play hard for Matt Eberflus, but in terms of consistently winning, it's been terrible. Once again, Matt Eberflus has not been good in terms of winning in Chicago. Just recently, he finally won back-to-back games for the very first time in his Chicago Bears career as the head coach of the Bears. But when you look at head coach Mike Tomlin, that has never been an issue. Once again, 16 years with the Steelers organization, 7 division titles, 10 playoff appearances, a 63% winning percentage, 2 Super Bowl appearances, and 1 Super Bowl win. This is the type of coach the Chicago Bears need with a proven track record of winning. And I know there's a lot of Bears fans out there that will agree with me on this. If the Chicago Bears fire head coach Matt Eberflus, which still remains to be seen, if they fire head coach Matt Eberflus at the end of the season and go in a different direction, they need to bring in a coach that has a proven track record, not a first-time head coach, a coach with a proven track record. That means a guy like Harbaugh. Harbaugh has a proven track record in NFL with the San Francisco 49ers. If Mike Tomlin comes available, he has a proven winning track record with the Pittsburgh Steelers. No more first-time head coaches. We need a guy that is a proven winner, a guy that can come to this organization and create that winning culture here in Chicago. Mike Tomlin, Bears fans, would be an absolute no-brainer for this organization. I think Kevin Warren and Ryan Poles would absolutely love the opportunity. And once again, it would remind me of the Philadelphia Eagles situation with Andy Reid, when they fired Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs jumped on the opportunity, brought Andy Reid to Kansas City, and now look at the Kansas City Chiefs. It reminds me of that exact same situation. So I'm not sure if you guys are on board with this, if this actually does happen, but if Mike Tomlin does become available for the taking, I do think the Chicago Bears would be all over it. It doesn't matter if they like Matt Eberflus or not. I personally don't think they're trying to risk another year where Matt Eberflus may come out here and possibly go 0-4 or 0-6. I think Mike Tomlin would be able to come in with the players you have on the roster right now, and of course, you're going to continue to add via the NFL draft and free agency, and to be able to establish a winning culture right away. One more thing before I let you guys go. Another thing I really love about Mike Tomlin is the accountability that he will have, not only for himself, but for the players on the Chicago Bears roster. For example, if the Bears play like absolute trash, he will come and say, we did not play good enough to win today, but it starts with me. He will always hold himself accountable, but he will also hold his players accountable and have expectations for his players to rise above, to play with a higher expectation of themselves. Sometimes Matt Eberflus struggles with that. Matt Eberflus doesn't really hold himself accountable most of the time. He'll call out the players, but most of the time he struggles with holding himself accountable as the head coach of the Chicago Bears. I think it also, if you bring Mike Tomlin in, that would really rally the players. It would really pump up the players. It would be something new. Obviously, they understand Mike Tomlin's track record. Obviously, the Chicago Bears understand Mike Tomlin's track record. This would be a beautiful situation for the organization. And to me, the best coach the Bears would have had since Lovie Smith. So once again, if this rumor is true, and let's say the Steelers and Mike Tomlin mutually part ways at the end of the season, I think the Chicago Bears at least should take some interest into bringing him to Chicago. And personally, as a fan, I would absolutely love the move. So before I let you guys go, Bears fans, let me ask you guys this. How true do you think this rumor is that the Steelers may actually let go of Mike Tomlin at season's end? And do you think the Chicago Bears would actually show major interest in bringing Mike Tomlin to Chicago to make him the next head coach of the Chicago Bears? Let me know down below in the comment section. Before I let you guys go, as always, make sure you continue to hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. Make sure you share this episode of Keek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, we'll be back for our all-new Bears podcast right here on Keek on the Mic. Thanks, guys. And as always, bear down. Bears fans, I'm very excited to share this amazing book series with you, the Hawaiian State series, with the amazing goal to get kids to read a little bit more. With this series, you have 3 amazing books to read: Hawaiian State, Hawaiian Legacy, and Hawaiian Legend. This amazing series is a historical fiction based on the premise Hawaii remains independent but allies with America. And Bears fans, with the upcoming days off, it would be a perfect timing to keep the kids occupied and off their phones by reading a really good book. These books are truly amazing. Not only can they be enjoyed by all ages, but if teachers or parents buy a class set as a donation, they can actually contact the author of this book for free lessons. Bears fans, this is a great opportunity to buy a really good book series and to support a really good goal. And hey, after you're done reading this great series, go ahead and donate it to a local school or library to make sure everyone is able to get the opportunity to read this amazing series. The links for all 3 of these books will be in the description of this video. Trust me, Bears fans, you will not be disappointed. And as always, to you guys, bear down.
You've been listening to Keek on the Mic, a podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Thanks, guys, and bear down.